It was 109 years ago today when the Battle of Vimy Ridge began on April 9th, 1917. It took then 4 days, the loss of 3,600 men, over 10,000 casualties, for the Canadians to finally take the top of the ridge. And it's become known as really Canada's greatest military victory. Well, the Finding Heroes Project is proud and honored to release 2 episodes of an online series, a vodcast that we title Etched in Stone, a Vimy Ridge Story. This isn't really a story about the battle itself. It's more a story about the men, the weeks leading up to the battle, and a strange, mysterious cave known as Maison Blanche, a souterrain, where Canadians were billeted leading up to the battle. And the most extraordinary thing is that these men left their mark in the cave. Here's an excerpt from Etched in Stone, a Vimy Ridge Story Part 1, where it truly sets up the story of Maison Blanche. So here I am on what you would call a typical French farm. It's kind of crazy because you find yourself standing in the middle of a pretty regular looking farmer's field. I'm going to take you down on this episode of Finding Heroes to an area that is unlike anything I've ever been. I'm going to need this and this, a light and a hard hat to enter. So as I said, this looks like a typical French farm, but not many French farms have this. Until you look down and you see this strange hatch that reveals an old stone staircase going down into the dark abyss. Here we go. Let's go and experience Maison Blanche. Believe me, it's like going into another world. Turn my light on. These are pretty steep stairs. This is one of my favorite places that I've been on any World War I or World War II battlefield. Here we go, right at the bottom there. The cave itself was likely carved out in the 17th or 18th century when the locals mined chalk for building materials, creating this underground quarry, also known as a souterrain. Throughout this region, there's hundreds of souterrains that were abandoned for years, if not centuries, until the First World War, when both Allied and German armies found these souterrains and used them to billet and house soldiers. Maison Blanche was found and used by the Canadian Army in early 1917 and housed hundreds of soldiers in the weeks leading up to the Battle of Vimy Ridge. I just want to show you that this is, even though this looks like a cave, there's still something extraordinary about this place, because as I said, Canadian soldiers were billeted here in 1917 prior to the Battle of Vimy Ridge. And it was kind of a brilliant idea, is to put 200-300 soldiers down underground, well away from German shell fire. And while they were here, they did something extraordinary. Look at this. They did elaborate carvings. But the most incredible thing about Maison Blanche is that there are over 700 to 800 etchings, names, carvings, signatures on the walls, created by Canadian soldiers in March and April of 1917. And they're all over the walls. And this one might be the most elaborate one of all. It was done by a soldier named Private A.J. Ambler. Just look at the detail. It's like walking into an art gallery or a cathedral. Please go to the Finding Heroes Project YouTube channel to watch the full episode. There'll be more episodes of Etched in Stone coming soon. And after 109 years, let's not forget the men, all of them, who fought bravely at the Battle of Vimy Ridge. May we always remember and honor them.